Hey everybody, Mark from Northeast Bass Fishing. How you guys doing? Well, I know it's been a while since I've done a full-length video. Been away. Well, actually, I did the one on the order that I got from Beyond Limits Fishing, but one of my subscribers had asked about a video on the Roboworm Neds, and you know it's a bait I love. And sometime back, I did a bait and focus on the Roboworm Ned, but I figured I'll do a deep dive into it, go through all these different colors. Some of the ones that are discontinued and some that I wish were still around. And we'll talk about that. The big size, the 4.5 inch size too. So I think on Tackle Warehouse, I see 21 colors they have listed. Unfortunately, some of their colors, their exclusives aren't available anymore, which were really good colors, but we'll talk about that as we go on here. But I think I've got everything organized because I've got a ton of packs of these baits, as you guys saw in the picture. But let me just kind of go through the different colors, and I'll talk about some rigging and things like that. And what's maybe has become my favorite Ned bait the last few years. Let's see. So just going down the list, some of these I have more bags than others just because they're colors I tend to use more. But this color is the Fuego color. Now, just because I have one bag of a color doesn't mean I don't like it. I've caught fish on every color they make. But the Fuego is kind of like an orange color. And what I like is, you know, Roboworm soft plastics are just great. I mean, they're just awesome with all the different flake they put in there. To me, this looks like an orange and I guess a gold, maybe a black in there too. But it's really a cool color. None of these colors are bad. I've caught fish on all of them. There's just some I use more than others, so I might have more bags of them. Usually I'll do an inventory every few months and grab a few bags to keep my stock up. But that's the Fuego color. You know what? I'm gonna move these out of the way so I can make sure I don't get messed up here. All right, next is what they call people's worm, which is a cool color. And the people's worm is kind of like a brown with the blue in there. You guys can see that blue streak on the side. Really different. And then it's got some red flake, and actually it looks more like purple flake to me. But what I like about there is Ned, it's got that flat bottom. And these just, I don't know, they just catch fish. They just catch fish. But that's the 3-inch Roboworm Ned in the people's worm color. So if you guys like more of a brown with some blue in it, that's one to try out. That's the packaging there, if I didn't show it to you clearly before. That's the people's worm color right there. I'm surprised I threw that one off and I only have one bag. Maybe I have one bag left. Let's see, the next one. Let's see if I have more than one here. Nope. This is Aaron's Green. Is that green? Aaron's Green and Purple. I don't know, it's kind of faded. Aaron's Green. There's a bunch of Aaron Martin's colors. The late, great Aaron Martin's. So a lot of these have his name attached to it. But this is really, you know, it's a green and it's a green pumpkin, Aaron's Green Pumpkin. So it's got the green pumpkin on it. I thought it said purple, it's pumpkin. But it's got that blue on there, which is really just gives it a little different color to it. Really neat. I think I'm only down to one bag of these. But Aaron's Green Pumpkin. I think when I started buying these, I got all the ones that were just like Aaron Martin colors. But Aaron's Green Pumpkin, another good one. I'll try and keep them in order as I put them in. Let's see, both these two, oh, actually, I take that back. These are different ones. This is Aaron's Magic. Now, Aaron's Magic is similar, but to me it's more of a watermelon than a green pumpkin. So it's like a watermelon with that blue streak, and then it has that brown on the underneath side. So that's just Aaron's Magic. Another good one. Now they also have an Aaron's Magic with some flake in it. I'm assuming the R&B, I don't remember until I look at them. Yeah, this one's got the red and the black flake in it. So that's the same bait, it just got the R&B is red and black flake. So if you want one with flake, go with the R&B. If you don't care, just get the regular Aaron's Magic. They're both great colors. It's got you know, a green pumpkin / watermelon. I would consider it more of a watermelon than that green pumpkin one. This one's got the blue also, the brown underneath. It's got the flake in it. Both great colors. If you just start with the Aaron Martin colors, you really can't go wrong. Two good ones, Aaron's Magic and Aaron's Magic R&B. Check those out. All right, a color I really like in a lot of their baits, even their regular, like their worms for Roboworm, and that's that bold bluegill. I think this is actually 2 packs. I think I had 1 pack that had a few left and I dumped it in there. But it's got that brown, and then it's kind of like a, I don't want to say it's a black. I guess it is kind of a black and chartreuse line there. But I always did very well with this color. I think it's that chartreuse belly really shows up well. So that's a good one right there. Let's see, next one. I think I got 2 packs of this one. Yeah, this is a Desert Craw. This is a really good color. Really good crayfish imitating color, this Desert Craw. I got 2 packs of that. I think this winter maybe I'll just dump the, 2 or 3 left into the full pack. But Desert Craw is just, to me, this is a great, crayfish imitator, like a green pumpkin-ish, with some red flake in it, and it's got like some little, I guess that's a purple, and then it's got like an almost a brownish orange underneath side, and that tail is, that orange on that tail I always thought really helped with the bite. Desert Craw is a good one. As you can see, they're all good. But there's Desert Craw. Got a couple of those. All right, let's see. This is just green pumpkin black flash. Getting low on that. I'm gonna have to order some of those. So if you want to just throw green pumpkin, you can't go wrong with it. Good old green pumpkin, little black flake in there. They say black flash, but I don't know. It's hard to see. I don't really see. Oh yeah, there's black flake in there. Yeah, there is some black flake. So green pumpkin, black flake. Getting low on that. That's a color on the list for stocking up this winter. The color that I use a lot right now, that's why I've got 3 bags of it, and that's that green pumpkin perch. I like this one a lot. I'll mention another perch color they used to have that was really good that they don't have, but this is not a bad substitute, even though I prefer the other one. But the green pumpkin perch it's got the green pumpkin, you've got the chartreuse line and the chartreuse tail, and that blue, that like light blue underneath. Real good one of my favorite colors. Green pumpkin perch, can't go wrong with that one. That's why I got 3 packs of that one. So I'm stocked up pretty good with green pumpkin perch. That's the kind of the ones every time I make an order, I just throw a pack of that in just to, because I do use it a lot. Let's see. The next one is a really cool color, and this is that hologram shad. I've shown you guys that a few times, but if you want to show something that's more bait fish looking, that hologram shad just looks really cool in the water. It's like a clear top with all the different flake, the black, core part of the belly or the body of it, and then that black line, and then that white underneath. It looks a lot like a bait fish. There was one day when this was like the best color when I was out throwing a net around. But it's just, it looks so good in the water with all that different flake in there. Hope that really comes out on the video, the different flake in there. But that's hologram shad. That's a cool one. Got 2 of those. Let's see. Now this one, I think I've got a bunch of these. Yep. This is the one they call MM3. Assuming that stands for Margarita Mutilator 3. I don't know that for a fact, but that's what I'm going with. I got like 3 packs of these because I like this color. Purple Neds just work great. I don't know why. But this MM3 with that purple body, it's like a 2 different, types. It's more of a, a purple with a red flake in it, brownish purple even, and then a purple line, and then it's got that brown underneath side. Definitely some flake in there. I definitely see some red. I don't know if there's other flake. Hard to tell, but there's definitely some red flake in there. It could be purple flake too, but it's just that 2 tones of purple in it just to make it look so cool. So I'm pretty sure that's MM3. It stands for Margarita. I don't know what else it would stand for, but MM3. If you think that looks cool, try it out. I've got 4 packs of that one, so you know I like it. So 4 of those. So good stock of the Margarita Mutilator 3, or MM3. I have just the regular Margarita Mutilator, but I've only got 1 left, so might be time to get one. Let's see how this one looks compared to the MM3. To me, this is the exact same bait. It just doesn't have the red flake in it, or the different flakes. To me, I don't see any flake in this. So I think the regular Margarita Mutilator is just like the MM3. If you want some flake, get the MM3. If you don't care, the regular Margarita Mutilator. Very popular color in their worms. It's a good one. Like I said, purple Neds just really seem to catch them well. Alrighty, let's see what's next here. Another color I like a lot, because I've got 3 bags. If you just want to throw like a black blue, this midnight color is the one you want. I've done very well with this color. Black on top. I think there's blue flake in there. Yeah, light blue flake, the blue line, and then the black underneath. So if you like a black blue, this one really does well. I've done really, really good on this color. And that's just midnight. So if you want a black blue, go with the midnight color. And that's why I got 3 bags of it, because I throw it a lot. 3 bags of midnight. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, one of my favorite colors. Remember, I like all of them, but this one is really, I just really have done very well with it. It's got to be the chartreuse in there and the different colors, but this Morning Dawn chartreuse, I do so well with this color. This color just works so well. It must just show up in the water so well. That little chartreuse in there, the blue, I don't know if it's more of a reddish orange top, but just those colors together, they catch them. So Morning Dawn chartreuse, a really good color. I'm always getting extra packs of those if I see it around, because I know I'm going to throw it a lot. So that's Morning Dawn chartreuse, 3 packs. You can see how cool that looks in the bag. Oops, can't see me holding it like that. I don't know, that chartreuse tail, whatever it is, it really, really stands out. Next is just a regular Morning Dawn, no chartreuse in it. Good color, works very good, or very well. Excellent drop shot color for some of their Roboworm worms. But if you want to throw it in the Ned, Morning Dawn, they got it. Purple and pink and, you know, reddish, pinkish, and that purple through there. Just like one of their, you know, standard colors, Morning Dawn. Good one. So if you want just the Morning Dawn without the chartreuse, you can get that too. Let's see. Next one on the list is this Oxblood Light Red Flake. Kind of like a brown with some purple in it. As you can see, all the, you know, if you're not haven't really, you know, gotten a lot of worms, their colors are just great. So it's got the brown on top with a red flake, and then that purple streak through it. Works really well. That's that Oxblood Light Red Flake. So if you like that color, check it out. All right, let's see. The next one, I've got 2 of these. Another cool bait fishy light color. And that's the Prism Shad. Very, very cool. Like a lot of their baits, it's got some purple in it. But I don't even know what you would call this top color. It's kind of like a creamy, greenish cream color, what you would really call that top color. But then the purple line underneath, the purple on the bottom, all the different flake in there. It looks like black flake on top. This Prism Shad just looks really cool. Got a couple packs of those because I like to throw that one. Like I've said it a few times, there's not a color here I haven't caught them on, or sometimes I just reach into the bag and just grab one out and go, okay, I'll try this one for a while. They eat it. They eat it. Another purplish color that I like is Twilight color. And Twilight is kind of more of a dark purple, but with a bunch of flake in it. It's like a darker purple to me. It's got the brown underneath, but it's got a bunch of flake in there. So if you want a darker purple bait, oh, it's almost like a darker purple, then a little bit lighter, but it might just be the way the light's going through it. But that whole bunch of different flake in there. I don't know how well that comes out in the video, but Twilight is another cool one. The purple ones are all very, very effective. So I got a couple packs of those. Let's see. All right, this is, okay, these are different. This is Watermelon Dawn. Another nice natural color. So for you guys who like that watermelon green, that light blue in there, very, very cool. And it's got a green belly. So natural color, watermelon, but little souped up watermelon. I don't see, is there any flake? Yep, there's definitely some flake in there. Looks like black flake. But if you guys like the watermelons, Watermelon Dawn, good option. Another good watermelon one is this watermelon R&B. So it's going to be watermelon with red and black flake. Standard color, very effective. That doesn't have the blue in it, but if you want just a watermelon with some red in it and some black flake, this is your one right here. Works excellent. Very, very good color. And the last one that I see that is still available is Aaron's Morning Dawn. So Aaron's Morning Dawn. I got a couple packs of those. So there's another take on the Morning Dawn. Aaron's Morning Dawn. It's got, that lighter purple, couple different purples, reddish purples, some red flake in there, and it's got like a bluish in there, and then that blue underneath side, which is always cool. So really, I mean, if you just got the Aaron Martin's colors, you'd have some really cool ones. If you just went with the purples, you get some cool ones. But they're all, like I said, they're all very effective. Got a couple packs of those, and that's the colors that I see available still on Tackle Warehouse. Now, I've got some here that used to be Tackle Warehouse exclusives. I don't know if that's a thing of the past. Some colors that just maybe didn't sell, that they stopped making. One color here was my absolute favorite, and unfortunately they don't have it anymore. I wish I bought 20 packs of it, but I'm down to one, but got plenty to fill it in. So let me show you these ones. Like I said, some of these might have just been Tackle Warehouse exclusives, maybe just some colors that Roboworm stopped making, but for whatever reason, they were really good. They're all good. This one was called Purple Brown Hologram. So you've got the purple bait with a whole bunch of flake in it. You've got the brown underside. And you've got like that, what they would call that hologram flake in there, all those different flakes. So whenever you see hologram on one of the titles of their baits, to me, just going through them, it means there's going to be a bunch of flake in there. But another purplish bait that they just do great pours of. So that's unfortunately one that I don't see around anymore. Maybe you can find it out there on eBay. I don't know. Let's see. This one was called Green Pumpkin Amber. Another one. I hope these all come back one day. We'll see. If anybody from Roboworm is watching this, bring all these back so we can all stock up. But it's got the green pumpkin. It's got that, I guess what they're considering amber underneath. To me, it's like a brown orange. Some purple in there. Definitely some purple in there, and definitely some, to me, it looks like orange. Let's see if there's like an orange or gold flake in there. But another cool color. When they're gone, for me, they're gone. That's the last pack I got of those. This was another one I liked that unfortunately they don't make anymore, and it was the TW Black Blue Pumpkin. TW was Tackle Warehouse. It was one of their exclusives. So it was like it was green pumpkin, but it had the blue flake in it. It did very well with this color. I used to have like 3 bags. Now I'm down to 1. Good color. Definitely caught them on it. Tackle Warehouse, if you watch these, bring them back. I don't know if you guys still have it. Well, if you're still selling Roboworm, you must have some kind of connection there. This color, my friends, this was my favorite Roboworm color, and it was a Tackle Warehouse exclusive. Yellow perch. They still make it in worms. I just haven't seen it lately in the Ned. I'm hoping it's going to come back. I know a lot of you guys have commented in the comments, have mentioned that you have it in a bunch of packs, and you love it too. This color just catches them. It just catches them. I have other Roboworms of this exact color, and I love it. The green with the green flake in it, the little bit of orange underneath that yellow line. Yellow perch. I mean, it's very natural looking. You can see why it would work. I used to have like 5 packs of these. I'm down to 1 because I threw it all the time. But yellow perch, Tackle Warehouse, if you are watching, bring this color back, please, for all of us. It will get sold out in days. And the last one I don't see listed anymore, and they used to call this one Breaking Dawn. So another, like, you know, morning dawn, you know, style color. I mean, I guess if I held them all together, we could see the minor differences, but just another cool, you know, morning take on the morning dawn. They called it Breaking Dawn. It looks like it might have a little more blue in it than the other ones. Probably just has some different flake too. But they would just do these little tweaks on them. And all good, all good. So that, my friends, that's the 3-inch. If you have never seen the Roboworm Ned before, that's the 3-inch size. That is your 3-inch Roboworm size. That is your standard Ned rig size, which I throw most of the time. But they also have a 4.5-inch size, which I do use occasionally just to show them something different. And I've got a few colors here. I don't know what's available as far as the 4.5-inch. I know they list them on there. Whether they're in stock or not, I don't know. But I'll just show you the 4.5-inch version because it is a cool worm. So there's the 4.5-inch in the hologram shad. So, you know, why would I use the 4.5 as opposed to the 3.5? Sometimes I do it just to show them something different. Now, this is a good size worm. It's a bulky piece of plastic. Just preparing for this video, I was thinking this is actually something that I could throw on the Nico rig. I don't see why it wouldn't be a good option. A 4.5-inch straight tail worm going down there on the Nico. It's got enough bulky plastic to get that weight in there. I don't see why this wouldn't be a good option for a Nico rig, other than just a standard Ned rig. When I do throw this one, I tend to throw it if I'm fishing maybe deeper with a heavier Ned, which I'll show you some of the heavier Neds I've got later. But you know, you could just put on your regular Ned head and go around and throw it around and just show them a bigger bait. Nothing wrong with that. But if you're interested in a bigger Ned rig presentation, check out the 4.5-inch size, and that is the hologram shad. You can just see how cool it looks. I mean, you know it's going to catch fish. I mean, 4.5-inch worm is not that big of a worm. But that's the hologram shad in the 4.5, so check it out. I've got the Breaking Dawn in the 4.5. Like I said, some of these may be around still, some maybe not. But, I mean, I can't see the fish not eating them. I have caught fish. Now, you're going to get more bites on the 3-inch, I agree. But if you want to show the fish something different, if you want to show them a bigger bait, maybe you're fishing a tournament and you want to upgrade and try and catch a bigger bass, you want to show them a bigger bait, why not try a 4.5-inch Ned for a while? Give it a shot. I will definitely tell you that I throw the 3-inch more, but the 4-inch does. I always have the 4.5-inch size in the boat to throw around every now and then, just to, you know, change it up. The Desert Craw is a really great one. Just a great looking bait. I mean, that's a fish catching color right there. I don't care what size it is. I don't care if it's 3 or if it's 4.5 inches. Desert Craw, excellent, excellent option. Oh, let's see, Margarita Mutilator, of course, we've got to have that. Just beautiful looking baits. So, a bigger Ned setup, heavier Ned rig. I'll show you some of the heavy Neds I have. Maybe on a Nico rig. I haven't tried it on that, but just prepping for this video and looking at them again, it's like, you know, I may try that next year. I may try that on the Nico rig. Gotta have the green pumpkin perch, of course. One of my favorite colors that they still make. But as I said, I like them all. must be a new pack. They're all stuck together. But just a fantastic color. That little chartreuse on there, the blue. Great color. Green pumpkin perch. Bring back yellow perch. Oh, let's see. Morning Dawn chartreuse. Gotta have that, no matter what size. Fish catching color. Just look at that bait. That is gonna catch him. That chartreuse on the tail. That Morning Dawn color with that blue on there. That chartreuse line going through there. Just perfect. Really, really good. All right, let's see. We got the Aaron's Magic in the 4.5 inch size. That's a good one right there. Aaron's Magic, if you can find them in stock. And last but not least on the colors for the 4.5 inch size, unfortunately, Tackle Warehouse Black Blue Pumpkin. Unfortunately, they don't have it. So Tackle Warehouse, you can do it. Bring it back. It's a great color. Got a lot of fish on this. A lot of fish on this. So Tackle Warehouse Black Blue Pumpkin, and that's it for the 4.5 inch size. So that, my friends, is the Roboworm Ned. Just a fantastic bait. You can see the colors are awesome. Now, as far as like Ned heads, somebody asked me about Ned heads, and I've got, you know, like most of us, I've got Ned heads out of the wazoo. These are ones I got. They call it the sink worm jig. I got these from Lure Parts Online. Different sizes, different colors. This is just a white head. This is 1/16. Let's see, I've got red 1/16. Some of these are quarters, some of these are 3/16. A chartreuse, chartreuse in the 1/16. White ones, brown ones, some bigger ones, 3/16 quarter ounces. So that's one box of Ned heads. This is my tungsten box of Ned heads. In here I've got some from Wicked Weights. I've got some from, Wicked Weights. I've got Blue Tungsten. Some other ones here that I don't recall the name of. But anything that's tungsten goes in this box. I'm in a no lead state, so tungsten is good to have. Most of the time when I'm fishing a Ned, I'll start with, if I'm gonna fish 10 or deeper, I'll start with a quarter ounce. If I'm gonna fish real deep, got some of these I bought. I think these came from Lure Parts. Let me just double check here. Yeah, Lure Parts Online. I bought these. These are 5/16 ounce. And I've caught a decent amount of fish on these. Now this one just happens to be red. So don't get intimidated by the size of the actual head of the weight. But when you're fishing 30 feet, 20, 25, and you don't want to wait like an hour for your bait to get to the bottom. Now a quarter ounce gets down fairly quickly, but if I'm going to fish deep, if I know I'm going like 25, 30 or deeper, these 5/16 ounce Ned heads, and they call them, I believe, sink worm heads. So I'll put a link to them for Lure Parts Online. And if you're going to throw like that 4-inch size, where's a good one? Like here's the Breaking Dawn. So I'm going to throw that big size, and I want to just throw it as a Ned. You can imagine how well something like this can work. Because you've got that down in deep water where fish aren't used to seeing a Ned. And that tail. So if I'm, that's a lot of the times when I'll try this bigger size. If I'm going to be 15, 20, 25, maybe 30 feet, I'll try the bigger one just to get the attention of the fish. And then with that big head, that'll get down there deeper, faster, and get to the bottom, and I can feel it better bouncing around deep water. And if those smallmouth or largemouth are deeper, these, heavier headed Neds and bigger Ned baits can be very effective. But, you know, that's a big Ned head, 5/16. But sometimes, you know, if you're fishing deep water, especially this time of year in the fall, the fish are still deep. Maybe in the spring, if they're still in their wintering holes, and you drop a Ned down there where you can't usually get to it unless you wait like 10 minutes for your, you know, 1/8 or 1/5 or 1/6, Ned head to get down there. But, don't be, intimidated on throwing these bigger Neds, because they do catch fish. They don't know how big that lead head is in there bouncing around. They just see that worm. Got some brown ones, so I do have some left. I did have some black ones, but I don't know where they are. I think I might be out of them. I probably have to order some. But I've got some of my old, that Eric made back in the day. I even got some of my old tech bait Ned heads still here. So whatever Ned head you guys like, go with it. I'll use those small, 1/5 of an ounce, those old, Z-Man ones sometimes if I'm fishing shallow. Just base it on, how deep you're fishing. And my kind of starting point is a 3/16 quarter, because if I'm throwing a Ned, I'm usually throwing it at least 10 feet. So I think last week when I was fishing, I was using a 1/4 ounce and just bombing it out as far as I could out in front of the boat. And that 1/4 ounce in 10 to 15 gets down pretty quick, and you can feel it pretty good on the bottom. So I think that's a good starting point. But if you're gonna really want to, if you know the fish are deep, or you want to try and fish deep with a Ned, don't sleep on these big, a 5/16. I'm sure they probably have a 1/2 and a 3/8 and stuff. I'll check and see the sizes, but I'm going to definitely look to upgrade on some of my various sizes, because the Ned is so effective that being able to fish it at different water depths is a good way to go. But that's it, guys. I throw it on my spinning setup, 6 to 8 pound fluoro, 3000 series rod, reel, 7-foot medium rod. You can make, when you throw these big, 5/16, you can bomb a cast out there and cover a lot of water. So, don't sleep on these big size Neds, whether you're using a Roboworm version or whoever else. Obviously this is the one I'm throwing the most. The 3-inch size is your most popular. It's going to get you the most bites, but there are a time and place for this big size too. It's a big size. It's only a 4.5-inch worm, only because we're comparing it to a 3-inch worm. But everybody, that's it. That's the Roboworm Ned. I think it's a fantastic Ned bait. If you haven't tried it yet, give it a try. They're not overly expensive. Land Big Fish has a sale today that's ending, I think, today, but they'll probably have another one for Halloween next with the end of the week. When you see the sales coming up over the holidays here, if you want to stock up, try them out. You saw just all the colors that I saw on Tackle Warehouse. I don't know what other, I think Land Big Fish has somewhat similar of the colors last I checked. I'm always looking around to see if this guy is around anywhere, but probably anybody who's got it is going to hold on to it since they don't make it. But Tackle Warehouse, if you're listening, please, for all of us, make the yellow perch again, Ned. We'd love to have some. But, I do see some of the colors on sale on there. I get nervous. I would hate the bait to go away. I'm thinking maybe it's just a color that maybe they don't sell as well and they're just trying to get rid of it. But you just saw all the colors are great. I have my favorites. I like those purple ones. I love that Morning Dawn chartreuse. That green pumpkin perch one is really good, but they're all good. The Midnight is good. If you have a color that you like, I'm sure it's in that group of colors there, of the color schemes they have. And that's it. That's it. So this is a good time of year, fall fishing up here in New England. See how much time we got left on the water. The weather's not terrible yet, but it is getting colder. The Ned is always in the arsenal this time of year. It's always in the arsenal. Dragging the bottom, fishing slow, trying to get some bites here in the fall when that water starts to get cold. The Ned is a good way to go. So any other questions on the Roboworm Ned, please let me know in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll put links on Tackle Warehouse for the Roboworm Ned, Land Big Fish, and anywhere else. Maybe Roboworm directly might have some other colors on their website. I don't know. I don't think so. I think they had the same colors last I looked. But if I see you know, a place that has a lot of colors, I'll let you know. But that's the basic one. 21 colors is a pretty good way to go that they have on Tackle Warehouse. So that's it. So thanks for watching, guys. Please like the video. Please share it. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, and I'll see you soon on YouTube. Mark out.